Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Today we're talking about major league hitting coaches and what exactly do they do. Before we get into that, today's video is sponsored by Rocket Sports. Rocket makes top quality baseball gear and equipment. We use a bunch of their stuff with Antonelli Baseball. I highly suggest you go and check them out. Go to the description box below, click the link there. It's going to take you over to their site. You're going to get 15% off your first order at Rocket, so definitely go and check that out. Okay, Major League hitting coaches. What do they do? We've talked a little bit in the past about what they did for me personally, but let's kind of talk about in general what do they do. Okay, the biggest thing when you first get into a series is typically you're going to have a meeting or a report where you're going to go over the opposing pitcher and come up with a game plan. How are you going to attack him? First, what type of pitcher is he? What does he do? What does he throw? And then how are we going to attack him? Okay, so every pitcher is different, obviously. And back when I played, and I played in like the old days now, I feel like it, even though I'm only 34 years old. But when I played, when you would show up to the clubhouse, there'd be like a printout that would be sitting in your locker. All right, and that printout is going to talk about the opposing pitcher. It's going to give everything about him, okay? It's going to give a breakdown of what he throws in certain counts. So what pitches he has, what does he throw in certain counts, the percentage of the pitch that he throws in certain counts, okay? So again, this isn't broken down specifically for you. This is just in general, what does he throw? So I can go in there and I can get a feel for, okay, this is a fastball, slider guy, and in these counts, when he's ahead in the count, he always goes to his slider, 74% of the time, blah, 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 blah. It's going to go through all those numbers, right? So you're going to have an idea, kind of a general idea of how this guy attacks most hitters. Now, from there, throughout the game, the hitting coach is going to talk to guys. It's not every at bat, but usually during the game, he's going to talk a lot about approach. So how you're going to attack the guy, and maybe it's a little bit more based on just you. So that piece of paper is more of in general, right? How he attacks everybody. And I'm assuming now they put that on like an iPad or something. I don't think they probably still print it out. Maybe they do. I'm not really sure. I'll have to try to figure that out. But once you get into the game, it's about, okay, how are they going to attack you personally? That's where you'll get to talk a little bit more. And maybe it's a situation in the game, right? Because the hitting coach is typically always on the bench, right? So he's not coaching a base. He's on the bench and he can be there at bat to at bat. So maybe when you're getting ready to hit, a certain situation's coming up, and the hitting coach may say, "Hey, here, this situation right here, we're going to have a guy on. We might have a guy on second. We got to move him over, a man on third, or whatever it is. Hey." He likes to go to this pitch in this count. Hey, see the ball here. A lot of times that's what hey, see the ball up. This guy's sinker ball, or he's going to try to get you to roll over, hit a ground ball, whatever the situation is. Usually it's just short little things like that, in-game approach, in-game adjustments. When that bat is over, and again, this isn't every single time, but sometimes you'll come in after an at-bat's over, and maybe he feels like you got yourself out, right? So it wasn't like a swing thing, it was an approach thing. You chased a pitch or you swung at a pitch that you shouldn't have in that situation. Sometimes he's going to come over and chat with you about it. Now, every hitter is different and every hitting coach is different. So some hitters want tons of information. They want to go over and talk after every single at bat. Hey, what you see? That's usually like the famous thing from a hitter, right? What you see there? What you see? And hitting coaches, depending on their personality, some coach will be, hey, nothing, man. You're good. Stay right there. It was a great swing. Or maybe they're a coach that really likes to analyze everything, and they're going to analyze it a little bit more. So it really depends on the dynamic between the player and the coach. But typically, that's the kind of thing that's going to happen during the games, right? Some players don't want to talk to the hitting coach at all, really. And the hitting coaches end up knowing that and learning that. So maybe there's much less frequent talks in between at-bats, okay? So it really all depends. But that hitting coach, watch an approach, watching how pitchers are attacking you and how you're attacking pitchers, and then you're going to make slight adjustments. throughout the game. The other thing is when a bullpen pitcher comes in, right? So all of a sudden here comes a bullpen guy. Usually the hitting coach is going to get out his little, back in my day, his little binder with his piece of paper, and he's going to talk real quickly about the scouting report on the pitcher coming in. Nowadays you'll see sometimes guys going over to iPads, so it looks like everything's kind of been transitioned over to there. I haven't played in long enough, but that's what I'm assuming those iPads are, talking about, you know, what the pitcher does. The one thing you can do now is it looks like you can get video, so you can pull up video quickly in the dugout. And so maybe a reliever's coming in and you want to see how that guy's attacked you the last 5 at-bats. Pulls right up right there. You can watch your at-bats, okay? So that's something really cool that I didn't have the benefit of. I would have probably watched a bunch of strikeouts if I was watching my past at-bats. But again, some players might want to watch it. I play with plenty of players that don't want tons of information, right? Paralysis by over-analysis. They don't want too much stuff. They just want to be able to see the ball and hit the ball. So again, it really depends on the player. Now, the video part of it, that is something that sometimes the hitting coach will do depending on how you're going. So like for me, when I came up, they really wanted to work on my swing. And so we watched video, okay? So in the clubhouse, there's always computers where you can go to, like in Petco Park, you come out of the dugout, you go underneath, and then right there, you get the batting cage on one side, and you get the little video room on one side. You can go in, and you can watch any at-bats you want. You can pull up anything. You can pull up every at-bat that you face against that guy or that team. You can put in specific counts. You can put how you hit fastball. You can put anything you want. You just start clicking down all the things that you want, and it pulls up all those at-bats. So sometimes the hitting coach is going to be the one, maybe you go in there one day, go down early and just watch video of yourself. I've done that before. My hitting coach with the Padres was Wally Joyner. Wally was a great hitter, hit for a long time in the major leagues. And so hitting coach will help you do that. Now, sometimes players will just do it on their own, right? So I've gone plenty of times just watch videos on my own. But the hitting coach is always kind of going to be available. Sometimes he's going to say, hey, let's go check out some video. Hey, I noticed this in your swing a little bit. It doesn't happen a ton. I feel like Major League Baseball at that level is mostly about approach stuff. There's going to be more approach stuff than there's going to be like, hey, if you think back to like little, hey, you're dropping your shoulder, or hey, you're stepping in the bucket, or like something like that. Like you're not going to get that talk a whole lot. Most of the Major League guys' swings are really, really good. And most Major League hitting coaches don't really focus on that as much unless stuff is really, really going wrong. Now, when it comes to actual swing mechanics and changing swing mechanics, again, it doesn't happen a lot, but you guys have heard my story. They made huge swing changes for me when I got to the major leagues. And so I got called up again during a year of AAA where I was not hitting well. I hit like 160 for like 3/4 of the year. But then if you've heard my story again with Sean Wooten, he kind of changed my swing late in the year, and I finally found it, and I hit 300, and I got called up to the big leagues. The interesting thing is when I got to the big leagues, after my very first game, our hitting coach said, hey, tomorrow we're going to start to change your swing. We're going to give you a leg kick. We're going to stand you up a little bit closer. Things I wasn't super excited about because I kind of just tried to get away from that stuff. But your first time in the major leagues, you're not going to argue with the coach. You're just going to do whatever the hell he says. And so that's what I did. And so my time in the major leagues was a lot of swing changes. And again, this doesn't happen with a lot of players, but with me, like they wanted to give me a leg kick and more rhythm. They thought that my load was kind of stiff, and they thought my feet were too wide. And again, stuff that I was trying to get back to doing because I'd done that more in the minor leagues when I was really successful. And so that's some of the adjustments I made. But they didn't really talk to me about that. They just said, hey, this is what we think is going to work. And so I watched video of different guys, and they showed me video myself, and then we took video. We get video from the games of me doing this, and so I did a lot of swing changes at the big league level. But again, that does not typically happen at the major league level. Usually it's all approach stuff for most players because their swing is usually what got them there, and so there might be small tweaks and changes, but no complete overhauls like I did. That was, again, very, very different in my personal opinion. So that's kind of what a hitting coach does. Hopefully that helps you guys out, gives you guys an idea. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, share with all your friends, all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you later.